Test, test. Are we live? Stand by 1 second. Got to check the audio to make sure our audio is good since we've had that one occurrence. So I want to make sure we are good to go. So please just bear with me 1 sec. Sure. Okay. I was able to confirm that. Hello, YouTube world. This is Mars. Venus will not be with us today, but she will be back with us for our live next week. So, but I do have our little co-host with us today. He's over on the couch. So if you hear some noise in the background, it's our other little co-host. See, there he goes right there. But nonetheless, here we are. Apologies on not doing a live last week. We was trying to work it through, but we just had some time issues that we just could not allocate the time to do a live. But I won't hold you too long. Just seeing how the world is going, how the YouTube world is going. So let me paint this scenario. You're either at a Black reunion, Black barbecue, just a gathering. And there's some questions that some might view as odd that pop up at times. And these questions will manifest into conversations. There was some questions that have been brought to my attention that I will go over. Two of them were brought to my attention, and one is a question that I thought that's very important in our culture, and I hope that it resonates and some people take some information on it. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will go down the list of questions and will provide my answers to the two questions and the question that I thought about at the end. So this question comes off maybe kind of odd. But the question is, if you could have dinner with anyone, alive or dead, who would it be and why? It only could be one person, and that is such an interesting one and obviously I want to go to a family member, but considering that individuals in the YouTube space and on this live wouldn't know or understand why, it would be I would say Rick James. This is this is an unpopular opinion of mine, but I'll say that and then get to my point. I think Rick James, if he stayed focused and didn't let his partying and drugs and things like that overwhelm or detour from his actual talent, I think Rick James could have been as good or better than Prince. Yes, I said that. So, hey, look, I know I'm going to get some backlash on that, but if there's a bunch of YouTube channels out there that talk about him, like Rick James left the blueprint that Prince followed. I'm telling you, this is not clickbait. Just watch it when it comes to the Mary Jane Girls and Vanity. I'm telling you, Prince followed his blueprint, but nonetheless, Rick James seemed to have been a man that lived the life, had fun, was at the pinnacle of his career. Men wanted to be him, men wanted to be him, and women wanted to be with him. And just, yes, oh my God, like I would be curious to just hear his story. And some of like the whole Dave Chappelle with the whole Eddie Murphy and Charlie. I mean, like it is so, and just time passed. So many of these stories pop up about Rick James, and I forgot the guy to play Eddie Winslow. I forgot his name, but that was his god's. Well, that was Rick James was his godfather, and there's some other stories that he even talk about when they're being at Eddie Murphy's house, and Rick James ran into his fountain and wrecked his car and damaged the fountain. I mean, like it's so many of these stories, but Rick James would be the person that I would want to have a dinner with. And I just laid out the reasons of why. And there's so many more, but due to me trying to make this this live short, I'll cut it off there. Oh, by the way, waving at Venus. Not sure if you're watching. We miss you over here, and we expect to see you back soon. So the second question would be, what would I tell my 25-year-old self? Wow. My 25-year-old self. My 25-year-old self. First off, and this is not a joke, but I'll say that throw all money in cryptocurrency. Not all your money, I'm sorry. Throw a lot of money in cryptocurrency, and by 2020, pull it out. Take out the money. 25 cryptocurrency. Well, I don't even know cryptocurrency is a thing at that time, but it's coming. And when you start hearing the term crypto and you can put money in it, throw it in it, throw a lot of it in it. And then by 2020, take it out. There's a lot of avenues to build generational wealth. There's some books out there that we've talked about them in some podcasts or lives before. One that comes to mind is How to Kill, it's either How to Kill or Who Killed the Sacred Cow. And it's one about the Rockefellers. What would the Rockefellers do? I think that's the name of the book. Read those books, take that information in. Invest in whole life insurance. Invest in a whole life insurance policy. If you know about whole life insurance policy, if you know, you know. Stocks is a tricky thing, and if you don't have the patience and wherewithal to understand the landscape of stocks, that might be something I'll stay away from, because as of today, I stay away from that. Venus, she's into stocks. That's not in my wheelhouse. I do the cryptocurrency thing to a degree. I'm still waiting on it to bounce back, and I do believe it will do so. What else? I'll tell my 25-year-old self. I would say, live your life and have fun. Be safe, but have fun. Don't look into getting serious in relationships until you're probably about 30. 30 is probably a good age. But your 20s, live your life and have fun. Be safe. I stress that. Be safe. And also, too, most importantly, be respectful of the women. Don't, because, like, hey, you'd be surprised, women will, they might be open to, hey, look, this is what it is. This is where I'm at in my life. Some won't, but at the end of the day, they can, all they can do is just respect. And if they try to feel some type of way, you can say, hey, look, I kept it a buck with you. That'd be another thing I tell my 25-year-old self. Just live your life and have fun. What else? That may be it. There's some other things, but those are probably the key points that I would say. Start investing early. That way, you've built up a portfolio, and you're not playing catch up like we are now. And live your life and have fun. That way, when you're in your 30s, you're 30 or in your 30s, you've scratched that itch. The itch has been scratched. You've sown your, I'm putting air quotes around it, your wild oats, and now you're grounded. You're grounded in who you are, and you're ready to move forward in your endeavors in life when it comes to relationships and whatnot. So the last question that I have, and I want you YouTubers who's watching, I want you to pull in close or put the phone to your ear, because this is a very touching topic that Venus and I, we've experienced with ourselves, and we've talked about this. If you kick your kids out at 18, is this repeating a generational curse? I'm going to repeat that question again. If you kick your kids out at 18, is it repeating a generational curse? Now, I got about maybe 4 to 6 minutes I'm going to try to take for this, and we're going to wrap this up. Normally this applies, the 18-year-old benchmark applies more for the males than the females. The females get a little bit more rope because it's just the norms of society, where the boys go out there and they're expected to be contributors to society, because it's more jobs that are more abundant, that are more suited, let me stress, more suited to men than women. Are women in these spaces now? Yeah, I mean, shoot, I took our vehicle up to get oil and filter change, and I saw a female that was up there, doing the stuff that the males were doing. Now, mind you, everybody else was male, so it might have been 10 males and 1 female. At the end of the day, the lines are starting to, or these societal stigmas of male jobs and female jobs are starting to merge to the middle. Like, we see male nurses, we see female mechanics, and things like that. But normally it's been designed where, hey, look, you turn 18. If you're not going to college, you get out at 18. Hey, look, we're going to give you 3 months, we're going to give you 6 months, and then you got to get out. The problem is with that, let me answer this. I'm going to say, yes, it is a generational curse. The problem is that I can tell you right now, at 18, I had no idea what I wanted to do. My parents, basically, they pushed me to go to college. I was in college for, I think, about 2 years, roughly. And I was done. I'm done with school. I did school for, 12 years. Add on another 2 years, and I was just kind of fed up with school. So I ended up going the military route. I served my time. And before I got out, I made sure I went back to school. I got a couple of degrees. And then when I got out, I continued my education when I got out. And by that time, I understood the importance of education. Now, with that being said, this is not me pushing everybody to go to college. College isn't for everybody. There's trade schools. There's you can even, while it's going to be difficult, there are opportunities outside of trade school where you can have a career. Let me be, truck drivers and things like that. I guess maybe that might be considered a part of trade school as well. But nonetheless, there are fields that you can still be in and their careers without even going to trade school. But parents need to give kids more rope, because now when you kick your kid out at 18, unless they're going on these outlets, now they are in survival mode. Whereas, like, I gotta get a job, I gotta pay these bills. And now, as you can see in this landscape now, it is difficult, unless you have a trade, it is difficult to go out and have a job, one job, and be able to maintain a lifestyle. And I'm talking about just even if you're living from paycheck to paycheck, it is difficult. Our oldest is having to work 2 jobs right now because he went to college and he decided not to finish. Now he's having a change of heart now. We're looking to try to work that out, whether he goes to trade school or not. It's one of those conversations that we're going to have, and we've talked about it in passing, but one day we're just going to have a family meeting, sit down and try to figure this out. But he is a prime example of just the landscape is different now. The wages as opposed to the just cost of living are getting more and more separate. Like, as in, just being able to make a livable wage as opposed to just living in a 1-bedroom apartment that's 700 square feet. And that's not including, just getting your essentials to survive and, maintaining your vehicles and getting gas and just living your life. It's just becoming more and more difficult. I would recommend that or advise us as parents give our kids more bandwidth to figure out where they want to go. Now, hey, look, if they want to be a freeloader and stuff like that, then that's a totally different conversation. The conversation or what I'm trying to convey is if your kid don't know what he want to do or what they want to do. Let me be clear. I'm sorry. I'm referring to what they want to do. If they don't know what they want to do, give them more rope. Now, give them some options. And give them some deadlines on those options. You don't want them to just sit there and just be all willy-nilly and not making something of themselves. Give them some rope to and try to educate them. It's going to be hard. It's so much noise out there. But it's hard for them to listen at the ages of 18. It's hard. It is. But like you just going to just get their attention and just let them know about the times that we're in. The times that we're in, it's hard, and we're pushing on these things that were done to us, that were done to our parents, and goes back generation to generation, and we're repeating those cycles. We have to break those cycles for the sake of our kids. Times are different now. It's harder more than ever to go out there and survive. We have to set our kids up for success. We have to do that. And it starts early. We have to do that. So with that being said, I will wrap this live up. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Venus will be back next week. And we will be, doing what we do. We're always trying to touch on topics. Well, not always. We most of the time try to touch on topics that are impactful and influential. And every now and then we try to have a little fun. So until next time, stay safe. Go out and also go out there and help somebody. We're at times right now. I'm sure people are watching the news, guns and politics and all this other stuff like that. Go out there and help somebody. Go out there and pass it forward and try and do your part in just trying to make this world better. If everybody just do something for somebody else, we will be in such a better place. Everybody, we're in survival mode, and some of that is just due to like political laws and just instinctual behavior that we go to. So just try to go out there and help somebody, and if nothing else is going to make you feel a little bit better, knowing that you just made somebody's day better. So until next time, be safe. Take care.